I
Can
mean,
you hear that? That's so good.
I'm gonna crank it a little higher.
Yeah, go for it. Why not? Yeah. Super cool. Okay, that's good. So with me today, I have
Barnaby.
Barnaby.
Yep.
What is your job at Ego, Barnaby?
I am the Director of Excitement. Self-titled, but I live up
love
to the hoopla. Yeah, because I mean, it's so easy to get excited about Ego, right?
Yeah.
Been with the company ever since it came out of nowhere, really. I mean,
Okay.
the parent company, Chevron, has been around for decades, right? And we're an OEM by nature, so a lot of the tools you recognize in life, we made them, but somebody else put their label on them. And then one day, the owner goes, hey, you know what? I'm really digging battery technology. I really want to do something with battery. And so he spent 8 years stressing over the details of how to develop the perfect battery. And that is what Ego has, we do believe. And so do the consumers. I mean, you know, you've got a lot of Ego, right?
I have a lot of Ego.
Yeah.
Yep.
And how many stars do you give us?
Not like the big head type. I have a lot of ego, right?
Yeah, right. Well, TBD.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ready for some science talk?
Yes. Do all the science.
Okay, because you know, when you buy, as I was watching one of your previous segments, you were talking about having confidence, buying into a platform, right? Yes. And so this would be the platform, right? The battery, because every Ego battery fits and runs every Ego tool. And so it is arc lithium in design. So this is so different from every other battery out there because, pop quiz, what is the shape of most batteries for power tools?
Rectangle?
Yep. Rectangle, you say? Wow, that's a new word to me, but it is accurate, right? So this arc, right? And so what that gets you in life is that you have air that can flow as they're all fanned out, right? As opposed to sitting on top of one another, cooking. And so air down here, but really the secret sauce lies within. We make every bit of this battery except for the cells. We always were scouring the landscape, looking for the best cells to use. But we make the power management system up here, where all the electronics are. And then what we do is, when we put the electronics in, we just go put a whole bunch of goo in there that hardens up. Ready for this? Oh my, I dropped an expensive battery. Do I care? No, because it can take a pounding, right? And it also, every one of those cells has a keep cool cell technology wrap. So as a battery heats, as it will under load, it is automatically going to kind of just soften a little bit, and that's going to cause almost like a perspiration. So heat's going to escape. So these are the longest living, the fastest charging, and fastest recharging batteries in the market.
Yeah, they do recharge really fast.
They're great. Yeah, Ego.
Really fast.
Yeah.
We are going to need that battery back for later in the segment.
I think I'm going to have to go under the table to get it. That's kind of embarrassing. I don't know. It's cool.
I always like to describe amp hours as like, you know, horsepower and gas tank.
Yes.
So let's relate that to, obviously, the 56 volt would be the how horsepower, and then the amp hour is the gas tank.
Right. And so when you have like a 2.5 amp hour battery, and this is something interesting, when we first came out with Ego in the aisle, the immediate assumption would be, because here's a big boy and here's little boy, right? You can see the size difference. So this has fewer amp hours, but no less power. To your point, the average consumer will go bigger battery, more power. But it's more runtime on a bigger battery. Yeah.
So we have a lot of fun stuff. Some stuff is new. We've got maybe some teasers. We've got some stuff that came out last year. So let's go through each item on our table and like give the audience a fun dive into what it does and why they need it.
Okay. Well, since we're in detailer land, right?
We are.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's start with this. It's brand new.
Yeah.
If you have never had an inflator, you don't know what you're missing. There are so many uses for this. I mean, simply here in Idaho, right? Here in Michigan, where I'm from, when the temperature drops, the tires soften.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you're just like, not to the gas station again. Where are my quarters?
Yeah.
Right? So with this is 160 PSI. And so it's going to top off a 20-inch SUV tire in under a minute.
Okay.
And you can do dozens of SUV tires. It also has the ability with the large inflator hose to inflate a queen air mattress in 1.5 minutes.
Okay.
And what's cool about it too is, I mean, I don't know, when you fill tires up, you're always going like, what is the poundage here? What do I need, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you can actually put 4 presets in here.
Okay.
And so you can know exactly going in what you're going to be doing.
Okay.
And then as far as, you know, all the other things you're going to be inflating, it's got a little door right here. It's got the Presta. It's got the soccer ball needle. It's got kind of a small aperture thing and then a bigger aperture for filling things up. So it's all right there at your fingertips.
Cool.
But my favorite thing right here, look at this. It's
Oh,
a
like
little
travel light.
right,
Yeah.
but it's magnetic. And so this will
Yeah.
just go right inside the wheel well, right?
Okay.
And you can actually change the color temperature too. So if the bugs are swarming on you while you're trying to inflate your tire, you can do that. It's got a rafter hook, and then when you're done,
Very cool.
you pop it in here and it will actually charge.
Oh, from
Which is
the
so
battery.
cool,
Oh, that's
right.
super cool.
I know, so I mean, it's everything you need in an inflator and deflator, powerful, functional in many different ways,
That
plus
is
that
super
little
cool.
bad boy right there.
I want to talk about this clip right here. Maybe you can hold that up since there's no battery attached.
Yes.
So to get the battery off, I think this is the other thing I love, is that a lot of batteries are really hard to disconnect from whatever power device you're using.
Yep.
And I love Ego's, it's literally just a pull clip and it pops the battery up.
Right.
So
Yeah.
great. I
so
love
this
that.
guy right here, if I, when you put it on, obviously, feel free to use the fist. It's a nice little pound. And here is the little clip that you were talking about, Sydney. That is, you put your thumb in here, ready? There.
It just pops up and you lift it off.
Right.
So great.
Yep. And
I
here's
love
the
that.
hot tip. They say that leaving a battery on a tool is bad for the battery, right? Because there's what's called vampire drain.
Okay.
So anytime you have electrical contacts in here, which is the metal part, and here the receiver part, if you leave it on, slowly but surely it is going to drain even when the device is not on.
I didn't know
And so
that.
it could actually pull it down to dead.
Okay.
Right? So when you're done with it, pop it and leave it like that.
Okay.
Yep. Same thing with the charger.
Okay.
When you're done charging, you can leave it on the charger, but just pop it and leave it like that so it's not cycling up and down.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And now you do. Okay, so this is interesting. 10,000 lumens on this. I am told, true or not, I believe it to be true because it comes from the product manager from Ego. 10,000 lumens is the equivalent of 1 square foot of the sun
Okay.
as far as brightness.
That's bright.
So yeah, when I'm doing demos in aisle, I caution people. They go, well, let's see what it looks like. And I go, there you go. And they go, does it go brighter? When I get up the scale a little bit, I actually tell people, avert your eyes, look at a wall that I'm gonna bathe in light because it gets so bright, it is insane, right? So I'm gonna pop it on. I mean, it goes and goes and goes. It's almost like as light as it is here in the studio with all these lights, right? But then too, what you can do is you can change the orientation of the panels. So now you've got 3 panels going, you got 1 panel going. You can wrap these around, so now it's a 360. It's got a rafter hook, it's got a tripod mount, it's got it all.
Yeah. I do like this one because it folds up nice for storage. So
Yeah,
I
it's
do
almost
really
like a
love that.
transformer,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
The kids will go crazy with it.
Yeah. I love that. Very cool.
Okay, and then there's this, the little brother. This is going to be 10,000 lumens. This is 3,000 lumens. And what's cool about this is it's got 9 different orientations that you can do as far as you can lash it to a tree. It's got tripod and a rafter hook on it, but you can also control it off of your phone.
Oh.
Right? It's not that I've grown bored with this conversation on my phone again,
No.
right? You know
Who
how people
thinks
are.
of all this stuff?
The mind of Ego.
Yeah.
It's just kind of crazy. So if I turn it on, as he says, and you know what I found is,
Battery on it.
oh, doesn't it? That was a stage whisper right there. It doesn't have a battery on it. Good, thank you. Okay, so now that should come to life, right? There you go. And now I can actually, with the phone, make it brighter, make it less bright. Isn't that cool?
And look at it, tells you how much time it's going to last.
Right, 8 hours and 32 minutes with a
That's crazy.
2.5 amp hour battery. With a 5, it could go long as 60 hours,
my gosh.
which is crazy. And then if you're in trouble, decipher this signal.
Okay.
What is it saying?
It's saying help me.
Yes, SOS. You must be from a military family.
Right.
Yep. Isn't that cool though? It's just, I mean, again,
Yeah.
who thinks of this stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But it's something for everybody here.
Yeah, that's amazing. Can I tell a story really quick about something that's not on this table?
Sure.
So we have, okay, so this whole studio right now is being powered by Ego inverters, right? Is that what those are called?
Yep.
So I do want to give a shout out because all of our TVs in here are run by Ego inverters,
Yeah.
which has like made this event like so awesome.
I know, and it runs and runs and runs, right? I mean, this TV is being run. It'll go probably 10, 15 hours on that 12 amp hour battery on the 400 watt inverter.
So
Yeah.
amazing. So I didn't want to like overlook the inverter because we don't have one up here, but I love that thing.
Yeah.
All right. So next up, we did these 3. We're gonna come back to this one in just a second. Let's move down to the blower.
Okay, again, getting back into detailer
Very
land.
much a detailer product.
Right, because, you know, I mean, my son is a detailer. He details Gulf Streams and Citations and all the really big dollar cars in town because that's just what he does. So on this one, this is going to be the perfect with the stubby nozzle on it. This is an 880 CFM, 200 mile an hour wind coming out of the end of this thing, right? So a lot.
Right.
I have learned that the best thing to do is, if you just want to get all the water out of the mirrors, all the water out of the seams between the hood and the quarter panels, all those tough to get spots, I mean, just light it up, right? And then it's got, I know, right? Everybody watch out. It's got a little dial here, an LCD screen that'll show you exactly where you are with the power, right on this little knob right here. And then your battery power that's left has cruise control, which is so great because let's say with these handles right here, you just kind of want to get up a little bit above the hood. Oh, you can do it like this. You know, so just a lot of different touch points, and then you turn it right off and she's ready to go again.
That's super cool. So I have a several-year-old one, but I love that the actual platform of it has gotten smaller, but it's gotten more powerful.
Yeah, because that's what we're always doing, is we're always thinking, okay, we know that the other one worked great.
Yeah.
How do we make the next one better? And size does matter. It's got to be compact.
Yeah, I love it. Love it. All right, then this one. So I do have one of these. Apparently I'm using it wrong, but that's fine.
Really? How are you using it wrong?
Well, because I leave the batteries on it.
Well, that's
and then
easily
like every
corrected.
6 months I have to recharge them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So this thing is amazing.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing.
So this will give you quiet, clean power in your house, right? So you have a power outage, you're ready to go. You can do a power side-by-side refrigerator, coffee maker, microwave, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
It's not going to do like an air conditioning unit. It's not going to do a furnace with forced air, but it does so many things. It's 3,000 watt startup, 2,000 watt continuous. So I just want to kind of dispel a misconception, and when the big number first, right? 3,000, right? That is simply when you start any tool up, it's going to go peak for 3 seconds and then nominal, which is the run.
Okay.
So 3,000 peak, and then it'll run tools that are 2,000 or less.
Okay.
Okay, so for detailers, like say a flex orbital, right? That's going to give you, depending on, again, how many batteries you put on and of what size, how many amp hours, it's going to give you the ability to go long. I mean, you can do probably with 2 7.5s, you can go an hour, 2 hours maybe, depending on how quickly you're detailing, on one set of batteries. And the bonus is you're not always able to just hook up a gas generator and just go, let's make as much noise as we want and detail. You want to be quiet, and this is the way to do it.
Yeah, so a couple different things. I used these several times during Monterey Car Week.
Yep.
I was on detailing teams that went to Monterey Car Week, and we would run our polishers, vacuums, everything off this. Charge everybody's phones, because there's these up here, there's some fun little inputs. But I do love this, and what I think is also really fun is that before this segment, Glenn said, Sydney, we're having some bad weather outside and we could get some lightning. And so in case we do, here's your emergency plan.
How fun.
And I said, this is my emergency plan.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I don't
you
know what
know-
I'm gonna do with it, but it's gonna come in handy if
And
the
this will
lightning
guarantee
comes
a phone
and
call
we lose. Yeah.
whenever there's a power outage. People are going to be like, hey, can I borrow your inverter?
Yes.
No, I'm using it right
Yes,
now.
which I've used mine during many. So I love this thing. And then like I mentioned up here, there's different plugs to plug things in.
These are going to be
late in the day.
USB-A's,
USB.
right? And then you're going to have 3 120s here.
Yes.
And I think, what's great about it too is you can control it from your phone.
Yeah.
So if you're tailgating, say, and you want to get the party going out in the parking lot when the first half is just coming to an end, start it up. Just activate outlet 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. And what it'll do is it'll tell you how many hours you have left. It'll tell you on the new inverter exactly what the power demands are. Right, so you'll see if it's above 1400 because it's 2114. Yeah, so it'll tell you everything you need to know.
That's super cool. All right, and then here we just have a charger.
Not just a charger. It's a 700 watt charger. So what's that going to get you in life? A lot of the tools come with 320 watt chargers. So what that is kind of a slow cooker, right? This is booming, 700 watts. It's going to be able to charge a 4 or 5 amp hour battery in about a half hour's time, whereas the 320 is going to be an hour plus. So if you really want to get back to work quickly, this is the way to go. But you can also do it with that inverter. This guy will charge batteries if you plug it in. The other inverter will charge batteries not only with solar, but if you plug that one in, if this is a 700 watt charger, the new inverter's got a 900 watt charger. That'll do 2 6 amp hour batteries in under an hour.
That's crazy.
Fast.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's all about getting back to work, I say.
Yeah, super cool.
Yep.
All right, and then last, well, not last, but last on the table,
Yes.
we have a fan.
Yep, and look at me back on my phone again, because as we know, everything is IoT.
Jeez Louise.
Right, I know, so this is kind of cool.
I see.
There you go.
Light.
There we
oh
go.
My gosh, that's so cool.
Okay, but there's more. Let's see, you're standing here. Let's see if I can come over to you. right? So with the oscillating angle, I'll go 180, stay right where. Oh, look at this. It's in the searching for Sydney mode.
Oh my goodness, that's so crazy.
Yes, it's like, where did she go?
You know what, I'm actually embarrassed to say I have this fan and I haven't taken it out of the box yet because I got it in like November.
Okay.
So all fairness.
Here comes your big Stevie Nicks moment. Get the hair ready.
Oh
ready?
gosh.
Yeah, yeah. And it also, with these two little nozzles right here, it has misting capabilities. It'll have 3 settings, and it'll actually throw 1.5 gallons per hour out. Here it comes, look at that. My hair is so gelled up, it's like concrete, but you're just free flowing. So nice.
Still though, not a Stevie Nicks moment.
No, no. But you know what too? This has a timer on it.
Okay.
So it's just one of those things where you just want to go, all right, I'll be asleep in 2 hours, but I want the fan on until I go to sleep.
Okay.
Just set the timer.
Yeah.
And it'll be good to go.
And again, like I think of, you know, the mobile detailers or camping or things like that. And I love tools that I can use in my business and my personal life because that makes it great.
Right.
And so I love that this can literally go anywhere. So mobile detailers, you can be using this, keeping yourself cool, keeping your van cool, whatever, your shop cool, but then, you know, you can also take it out on the patio. All right, and then here, well, actually both these two, right? We've got up here, we have pressure washers.
Yep.
So we've got, I'm familiar with this one, but I'm not familiar with this one.
Okay, so this is 3,200 PSI.
Okay.
And it's got 2 batteries with it, what we call peak power technology. And so that's going to give you just a lot of oomph, right? Because this is a big motor. Yeah. It's got a piston pump that's going to be pulling the water. It can pull it out of a hose or you can pull it out of a siphon, right? So you can drop this into a bucket of water and hook it up. And this is going to give you the ability to be totally remote.
Right. How cool is that?
Yep. It'll run for about an hour on a charge, which is great. It's got a foam cannon. It's got 15, 25, 40 nozzle. It's got a rinse. And it's also got a turbo. It's got everything. The little bro, I mean, this guy rubber feet, so it stays put, very portable. Yeah. And this is going to give you about 30 minutes run time on a 6 amp hour battery. It's 2,100 PSI with 1.2 gallons per minute. And I think the advantage of this one is most detailers are probably at 1,500 for their pressure. And it's got the nozzles or the tips that are going to be appropriate for that. I would always advocate a 25 or a 40 because you certainly don't want to do more damage than you're trying to undo. Right. And it's got the turbo nozzle as well. It too can take water out of a bucket. It's just a great tool and just portable. It is. I mean, this is good if you want to do driveways, if you got bigger things. I mean, it's going to run longer, but it's got 2 batteries. This will run as long if you have 2 batteries. It's just going to be slightly less PSI. But again, 1,500 is a sweet spot. I was talking to Zach, our product manager, and I said, dude, you know, it is so cool that we have all this stuff, but do the detailers, are they just like, that is the perfect tool for me. I want that tool. And he goes, you know what? We are listening to the detailers and we understand that there's room for improvement if we want to be detailer specific. So Ego, applying its, don't want to bust out the gorilla gun here, but they're just applying the muscle. They're just saying, you know what? We are definitely going to bear down on detailing a bit here. And so expect some things in the future.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. So I'm going to have you come back around here because
I'm easily directed.
We've saved this one till like the perfect spot in the show, right? And
oh boy, there's some pressure here because there's electronics involved.
So I'm going to call it a boombox. I don't know what it's called, but I'm going to call it the Ego boombox. And this thing is so cool.
I mean,
can you hear that? That's so good.
I'm going to crank it a little higher.
Yeah, go for it. Why not? Yeah. Super cool. Okay, that's good. So this is super cool. So it has absolutely amazing sound in it, but the cool thing is you can actually, so say you have a job site or you're having a party or what have you, car show, you can actually link these together, correct?
Yes.
How many?
100.
That's crazy.
Super crazy. Guaranteed to bring the cops.
Yeah.
So the thing about this is, I mean,
you'd have to have 100 batteries.
You really do. And, you know, it's not that heavy. I'm just making sounds. But it's, I mean, substantial because there are 7 speakers in here.
No, it's not in my hair.
You got 2 tweeters, 2 mid-range, a woofer, and then 2 passive radiators. Without mentioning names of manufacturers, this kicks butt on my home stereo system. And I spent a lot of money on my home stereo system.
You can hook a bunch of them, not hook them together, but you know what I mean, Bluetooth wise. Yeah. You can hook them together. Every time my hair blows.
Easily distracted.
Okay, we're gonna kill that. Yeah.
So, you know, the key to this too is I'm showing the USB interconnection. connectivity here. But this will run for 50 hours on a 5 amp hour battery.
Wow.
Yeah, quick roll call. That little fan right there, the 10-inch, that'll go for 60 hours on a 5 amp hour battery.
Okay.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know. From the mind of Ego, and it just doesn't stop. We have 100+ tools in the line right now and growing.
We obviously tried to focus with this presentation on kind of the detailing stuff, but you guys really got to check out their full lineup, because I started with the detailing stuff, and then that quickly turned into the lawnmower, the trimmer, the hedger, the snowblower.
Yeah, you're an egomaniac.
The motorcycle. Yeah, I use girl math. Right? And so this is what I do when I have felt like I need more batteries, because the batteries, I'm not going to lie, are not cheap.
Right.
Standalone. Right. So here's what you do. You buy another tool to get a battery, because in girl math, the tool costs you like 20 bucks.
Yes.
But then you get the battery.
Yeah.
Right. And that's how I've collected so much ego.
I've got guy math that's going to probably get me in trouble with the company here, and that is that this 880 CFM, right? This is going to be about, I think, $429. Okay. So this guy has 2 4 amp hour batteries. Okay. Let's put our math hats on here. Yeah. A 4 amp hour battery is $279. Times 2 is 540 bucks. Yeah. Less than the cost of this tool. You get the blower and the 2 batteries and a charger. Right. So always, I mean, never buy a battery alone. Always get it with a tool.
Yep. Oh, we didn't talk about the vacuum. Should we talk about the vacuum before we toss it to Dane for questions?
Yeah, because we actually have a new vacuum. This guy right here is the 9-gallon, right? So we've had it out for a couple of years. I mean, this has got 110 CFM, 100-inch lift. Like if you got a problem and you're just draining water or trying to suck water up, this will lift it way up into the air. It's got a great filter. It's got a great bag. And the thing about Ego is, honestly, they stress about details. Everything, I mean, the hose is usually the biggest nightmare when it comes to anything. It's like the hose is everywhere. This guy just gets wrapped around and tucked in. It's got this really cool light here. Got like a little lightsaber sort of a thing. You would press the remote control right here. It sends light down the tube. And so if you're detailing a car and you're in between seats, it's just like you can see exactly what you're picking up. You know, is it a wedding ring? Is it a Cheeto? Right? You just want to know what you're sucking up.
I know in the detailing world, one of the biggest problems is the Swiss tracks, right? And we have it here in the studio. I have it in my shop. Yep. And when things fall down there, including dirt, debris, you have to remove all your Swiss tracks to get that out. Right. And what I think is so cool about this vacuum is this, you can actually, I just did it in here the other day, you can vacuum this and it has enough lift to pull the dirt out from underneath the Swiss tracks. So I know that that's like a super important thing, especially to me, but anybody with Swiss tracks knows what an absolute nightmare it is to care for Swiss tracks. They look really good, but they're a nightmare. Yeah. And so I love that. That's what I use mine for, is vacuuming my Swiss tracks.
Yeah,
love
and
it.
You know, I've got a buddy, Scott. I do a lot of remodeling with him. And you know, he's always like, well, hook up the shop vac to the power tool. This actually has an adapter, so you can actually put it 1.25 inches to the end of your planer or whatever. But too, when you get things clogged up, as things do when you're sucking things up, you can actually pop the end off here. You deadhead this here, and when it's on, you hit a little green button and it just like punches the filter clean. So we call that the clean start. Yeah, which is kind of cool. It's on the little guy too.
Okay, that's awesome.
Again, I think, you know, we really think about the tools that we're making before we bring them to market. Because it's just so feature rich.
Yeah, that's super awesome. I love it. I love it. All right, well, that looks like about everything that we have on this table, and this has been great. And I'm obsessed with Ego stuff. So Dane, do we have any questions from the audience?